Are any of you guys worried about debt after college? According to a Forbes special feature written in 2013, the national student debt is at over $1.2 trillion and the national debt in general is at over $20 trillion. But what is being done to decrease these debts? Well, let me talk about myself first. In 4th grade, I had a junior achievement class, which is like an intro to finances. Taught me about writing checks or balancing a checkbook, simple things like that. And then in 7th grade, I had a chance to work at Office Depot through a program in my middle school. And it gave me valuable hands-on experience with having a job and handling money. But my biggest financial influence is from my dad. He let me watch him do his own taxes, and I saw how he personally wrote his own checks. And he occasionally even gave me money to pay for things that he was going to pay for himself because he wanted me to have the experience of doing it. And now I'm a sophomore in college with 2 credit cards that don't carry balances, and I make rent, car payment, and all my other bills on time every month. I think that the financial knowledge I had growing up is what led me to be so successful in my personal finances. And that's why I think financial education is so important. There are many studies that show that financial education can lead to an increase in savings and a decrease in debts. First, I will talk about the problems faced by Americans with financial literacy and ways to raise financial awareness among Americans. Then I will expand on the benefits of increased financial education and how to pass on the message to others. There are several problems faced by Americans with financial literacy. An article from the Journal of Consumer Affairs written in 2005 found that Americans face high bankruptcy and debt and low savings rates. An article from OECD Observer in 2005 found that 9% of U.S. households filed for bankruptcy versus the 3.2% in Korea and 0.1% in England. Then a study by the Jumpstart Coalition for Financial Literacy in 2006 found that only 50% of high schoolers could answer financial questions correctly. This is why we need an increase in financial knowledge among younger generations. For example, we could start with junior achievements and then work up to family and consumer science classes that could include things like doing taxes or paying for your bills. And I think that's important because I had to do my first taxes and pay for my first bill at the age of 16. And all of this could be overseen by the Department of Education, as all of this would fit into a school curriculum. Another way to pass on financial knowledge is from parent to children. A study by the Eastern Economic and Resource Management Association found that 70% of financial influence among Americans were from their parents. Another way to increase financial knowledge is for employers to provide financial resources to their employees, such as planning for retirement. There are many benefits to having financial education. An article from Journal of Consumer Affairs saw a 22% or more increase in savings rates and an average of $4,500 increase in savings and a decrease of $2,600 in debt. The article from OECD Observer found that those with financial education had a 34% lower delinquency rate versus those who had no financial education at all. Personally, what you can do is seek out financial knowledge, whether it's on the internet from reliable sources or hiring financial counselors or from other people around you. You can then pass on the knowledge to all those other people that you have around you, and then you could even do something like sending a letter to the governor to make sure that financial education in K-12 schools can be possible. In conclusion, Americans are faced with high bankruptcy rates and debt and low savings rates, and something needs to be done. We need financial education because studies found it can decrease debt and increase savings. With the national debt at over $20 trillion and student debt at over $1.2 trillion, something has to be done.